Good morning, sir. My name is Staff Sergeant Evan Johnson. I'm with the Army National Guard Operations Group Wolf. Welcome to AO North and the Attack with Breach lane. Let me orient you to my map. Your northernmost grid line is 86, running from here to here. Your southernmost grid line is 78. Your easternmost grid line is 80, running out through here. And your westernmost grid line is 70, running throughout here. Graphic control measures that I've put on the map here. I have borders in black all the way around the training area. Boundary lines are black. I've made the LDs in blue. The LOA is in blue. All friendly are marked in blue. All enemy are marked in red. I've got two phase lines, one in orange and another in yellow. I've got the obstacles marked black and red, as well as a black. I've got some off-limits areas in green and black, and green, red, and black here. This is also an off-limits area, and it covers grid squares 7479, 7579, 7480, and 7580. And now I'll go over our important grids in sequence. Some of them I'll just point to, like I showed earlier, and then some I'll give you an actual grid. So our start point back here on the map is at grid Charlie Romeo 7940-8340. Our line of departure is on it splits between 79 and 80 grid squares. Phase line orange right through here. Then our support by fire position is at Charlie Romeo 7350-8250. And then phase line yellow through here. Our breach position is at grid 7380. That's just a 4-digit grid there. It's quite a large breach. The objective grid is grid 7179. Again, another 4-digit grid. Our limited advance is on our boundary to our west. Now at this time I'll go over our supportive and collective tasks for this lane. We're supposed to, at this lane, the unit will do a conduct support by fire, integrate direct fires, integrate indirect fire support, create a lane using explosive techniques, create a lane using mechanical techniques, react to a chemical and biological attack, conduct troop leading procedures, conduct tactical movement, conduct actions on contact, and then treat casualty and consolidate and reorganize. The battle drill that will be evaluated is Battle Drill 1, Evacuate a Casualty. The task conditions and standards for this lane are: the task is to conduct an attack with a breach, armor mechanized infantry company team, ABCT. The conditions for that: the company is conducting operations in a live training environment independently or as part of a battalion or larger force, and received an operations order to conduct an attack. The company is conducting operations at night in a dynamic and complex operational environment against a hybrid threat. The company is located in an assembly area. Indirect fire and assets that allow air-ground operations are available. The company has communications with higher, adjacent, subordinate elements. All necessary personnel and equipment are available. The company has guidance on the rules of engagement. The standard that the company must conduct an attack in accordance with ATP 3-90.1, the order and higher commands guidance. The company employs the maximum possible combat power to gain and maintain contact, disrupt, fix, assault the objective, seize and secure terrain, and defeat or destroy the enemy forces. The company complies with the ROE. At this time, sir, I'll go over a few of the resources that I have here for this lane. I have 12 OPFOR mounted. I have 12 OPFOR dismounted. I have 2 battlefield effects techs. I have 10 M4s with 1,800 rounds. I have 2 RPGs with 12 rounds. I have 2 RPKs, the SAW, with 1,200 rounds. 4 BMPs, Bradleys, with 36 TOW missiles and 2,400 Link 7.62 ammo. 4 IDF simulators, smoke 8 Arty smoke, and then I have 8 Arty yellow smoke, 2 mortar fire missions, 4 IED simulator blasts, and 1 blast to simulate breach, 2 handheld video techs, no civilians on a battlefield, no civilian vehicles, 1 lane OC, that is me, 1 unit OC, and 2 OC vehicles. Right now, I'll go over the general scenario of how the battle is supposed to take place. The commander will ID a breach location. The platoon occupies an attack position, and then SOSRO will be initiated, and then breach will be initiated. The support by fire platoon supports during breach, enemy defenses, and they suppress the enemy with fires at the breach point, and they also obscure, and the breach will be complete. The platoon attacks through the established breach and prepares for attack on the other side. The platoon attacks to destroy the enemy objective, coordinates with support by fire to lift and shift fire. The company will then conduct consolidation and reorganization to include evacuate casualties. And then OPFOR, once they've started their reorg, the OPFOR will then hit them with a non-persistent chemical agent right there on the objective. We'll progress through the Army model of crawl, walk, run. On our walk phase, during the crawl phase, we will have Blue 4 breach the obstacle, then destroy the LPOP here, which will have 1 Brad at it. They will give moderate resistance, and they will fight with 1 Bradley also on the objective. They will give light resistance and break back to their assembly area for later on operations. On the walk phase, during the walk phase, Blue 4 will breach the obstacle, fight through the LPOP that still has 1 Brad. Then they'll face 2 Bradleys down here at the objective, and one dismounted OPFOR RPG team will be on the objective as well. They will give moderate resistance, then break back to their assembly area, and then they'll prepare for defense. On the run phase, going live, the OPFOR, during the run phase, the OPFOR will have 4 Bradleys. I will still have just one at the LPOP, and then 3 Bradleys will be at the objective. There will be dismounts that will make up 8 riflemen, and then 2 2-man RPG teams. They will offer heavy resistance, and then break contact back to their assembly area. They'll consolidate and reorganize with the remaining OPFOR and prepare for a counterattack. Once Blue 4 is consolidated and reorged, OPFOR will then launch their chem bio attack on them, and then Blue 4 will have to react to that. At this time, sir, I'll go over some of the safety measures that I'm going to include on this range during the crawl, walk, run phases. All soldiers wear their ear and eye protection and gloves while conducting training. They'll be aware of any wildlife, all animals and insects. There's possums, coons, armadillos. On a note on armadillos, they are a known carrier of leprosy. Personnel and vehicles should be aware of changing terrain and vegetation and apply necessary safety measures for traversing the terrain lanes. In case of any inclement weather, I will call the range control and let them know that we are taking action to get out of the elements. If there is lightning on the lane, dismounts will seek the lowest point of the lane and hunker down. If you're in a vehicle, I'll just have the Blue 4 and OPFOR stay in their vehicles. And then the medics need to identify who their hot and cold weather injuries are, as well as their soldiers that have possible allergy type symptoms. If they get bee stings, they need to make sure that they have things like EpiPens, whatever that's going to combat that allergic reaction. So the medics will have to make sure, and they need to know who those people are and make sure that they're marked properly. This time, sir, I'll go over the X-row with you, so you have an idea of what the X-row is. Close kills will be conducted with 10 meters, and that's on the outside, 5 meters on inside. And then once they make that kill, the weapon will be pointed down and away, and a round will be fired into the, obviously a blank, but it will be fired. That way we know that that soldier had a working weapon at the point of attack or engagement with the combatant. And then the Blue 4 or OPFOR will call close kill as well. Combatants will not take weapons or supplies or personal items. Combatants can use weapons in the immediate area of the capture. Nothing will be thrown at any other player, and no training hand grenades are authorized. There is no hand-to-hand combat on this lane. OPFOR will immediately go passive when when told to by Blue 4 to get down, and will comply with Blue 4 instructions. Detainees will not be physically gagged, blindfolded, or restrained. Blue 4 must possess the means to replicate restraining the detainee. What I mean by that, sir, is if they're going to detain someone, they need to have, if they say, yeah, we'd flex cuff this guy, okay, well, show me your flex cuffs. We'd also hood him, okay, well, show me your hood. The soldiers need to carry those items on them so we know that they're not just walking through this stuff and just notionally doing these things. They need to know that they have those things on them, that they didn't forget it. And just, they need to be graded on that as well. All searches will be conducted by same sex, and the Op 4 safe pocket is the left cargo pocket. That's the left cargo pocket. The Blue 4 needs to stay out of those pockets. Now, sir, I'll go into CASEVAC operations. All Blue 4 medical emergencies are handled by Blue 4. If life, limb, or eyesight are threatened, the embedded OCT, myself, will offer assistance as needed to expedite the care of that soldier. The lane OCT is responsible for all our Op 4 and civilians on the lane and their evacuation to higher care. The nearest ambulance exchange point is at grid Charlie Romeo 7340-7930. The nearest HLZ is at Charlie Romeo 7480-8180. If we do have an emergency, I have two ways to get a hold of range control. I'll either call them by phone on 915-744-9586, or I will hit them on their FM radio frequency at 41.70. Sir, at this time, do you have any questions? Sir, would you like to walk the lane? At this time, that concludes my lane brief. Thank you. Here's my PT room. A ton of weights. My PT on hardwood. Ammo. Miscellaneous. All good things.